Hi, I'm Rob Durham, and today I'm going to talk to you about what you need to take care of before performing comedy at a bar show.
He tours clubs and colleges all over. He's just published his third book. Give a nice big round of applause for Rob Durham.
First thing I would suggest is giving yourself 5 or 10 minutes extra to drive around that small town and maybe find local landmarks or something funny, maybe a weird name store that they have, something you can joke about near the beginning of your show. That'll get a small town crowd on board right away. As soon as you get to the venue, make sure you find your contact there, the person who's going to pay you, maybe the night manager, whoever, and then verify how long the show is supposed to run. You don't want to have any misunderstandings when it comes to payment. Also, you can kind of check and make sure that they are going to pay you that night. If they haven't arranged that, you have the right not to take the stage. So hopefully that gets taken care of ahead of time. If you're doing a one-nighter, even if it's just a small one for not a lot of money, make sure you bring an opener. Give them a small portion of it up front. They're kind of the icebreaker, or I call it the sacrificial lamb. Someone who maybe iron out the kinks while the crowd's still getting used to comedy or getting settled. So it's always just a lot better, and it gives that younger comic some more experience as well. So get them a little bit of road work, and it'll help your show go a lot better for just a little bit of money. Make sure the room is set up correctly. These aren't comedy clubs, so get their chairs facing the right way. Suggest the manager they move everybody towards the stage. Make sure they can dim the house lights during the show and bring up spotlights on your stage. Sometimes you don't even have a stage, so you got to work around that. Also make sure the sound system is working. Some kind of sound check works. Just real briefly, make sure they can hear in the back of the room. Other than that, seating and lighting is very important. Once you've made sure the room is in the right conditions, get out of there. Try not to let the crowd just sit there and stare at you ahead of time. This can be awkward. Sometimes they want you to eat or drink with you, or they want to tell you jokes or tell you who to pick on. It just doesn't help. You need to stay invisible before the show, and it really helps once you get up there. It works like a magic trick. You shouldn't be seen ahead of time. Before the show begins, make sure they're done with their raffles and their silent auctions and all that. It can be very distracting if other things are going on in the room. So tell them you'll wait, whether it takes another 15 minutes for them to finish their auctions or whatever they're doing to raise money. But you don't want that going on at the same time as your set, because people just can't, they don't have the attention spans for that. So make sure everything's done, and then you can start your show. See if you can find someone at the venue to actually introduce the first comic, whether that's you, if you're the opener, or if you don't, find someone that'll go on stage, get the crowd quiet, and introduce you. A lot of times these people are very shy, so you can't always get that. So if you're the headliner, maybe bring your opener up, just give everybody a quick welcome, and give your opener a nice introduction. It just makes the show look more professional and helps that opener out as well. If you do find someone from the venue to bring up you or your opener, make sure you give them your intro. They're going to be terrible at this. Make sure they don't say your name till the very end. A lot of times they just mumble into the mic and the show begins and you're not even aware of it. So they are not professional hosts. So you really have to talk and communicate with them about what they need to say and to make sure you're ready for the show to actually begin. And then finally, before the show begins, make sure you have a spot where you can sell your merchandise afterwards. One-nighters don't pay a lot of money sometimes, so it's important to sell whatever you're selling afterwards. So make sure they save a table for you, and it'll be crowd-friendly, somewhere the crowd's going to see on their way out. Also, when you get paid at the end of the night, make sure you count the cash with the person who pays you. Comedy club owners always made sure I did this. It's just something you need to learn to do. They could have been drinking and mess it up or something, so make sure you count the cash as they hand it to you. This can be awkward sometimes, but it's just something you need to take care of. For more tips on how to make money in stand-up comedy, check out my book, Don't Wear Shorts on Stage. It's available on Amazon and Kindle, so check that out. It's got all kinds of tips from your first open mic to surviving the road, and I'll see you soon.